Peace. This is White Raptor News Ministries. How's everybody doing? All praise and glory to the mighty Most High. Our Creator is one, the Supreme, the Authority, the Almighty, the All you can see, the All you cannot see, the visible, the invisible, the eternal, the self-existing, spiritual, omnipotent force that moves all things in place, the presence of the One. May you all be blessed by the Supreme Spirit, should you turn back and repent to one God. The whole key in the creation story is understanding that there are two Bibles, two stories, two Moseses, two Jesuses, two Adams, all right? Its duality exists. God created evil first, and he created that evil on the sixth day of creation, and then he created another man and put that man inside of a garden, inside of a place of life, without death, eternal beauty, animals, just lush, beautiful landscape, beautiful animals, vibrant colors, butterflies so vibrant in their presence, rainbows you've never seen before, waterfalls that cascade these beautiful, beautiful streamlines. I mean, lush trees, massive, monstrous trees, a place of life and beauty and no death at all. And then they ate that apple and they were tossed into a shithole. That's this place here that we live in. This is a shithole. You're born into a plane of existence that is a shithole. It's ran by shitholes. So you got to wake up to that. You can't vote government officials into office. They are the enemies. They're the ones that put the drugs on the streets. They're the ones that put the alcohol on the streets. You don't hear any ministers telling you that stuff, though, do you? No, because they're all in on it. Everybody's in on it. Wall Street's a joke. It's a shit show. These people, these computers now, that they can, if you're following, you make these investments, they know your Gmail, you give them all this private information on yourself, you invest $100,000 in the 2,500 shares, and then the next thing you know, your money's gone, right? Or if you make some money, they won't give it to you. They'll lie to you and tell you about some other deal over here, man. Well, let's take this money that you just made and take another $500,000, man, and we're going to make you $10 million. Oh, okay, let's do that. That sounds good. And then they get that $500,000 out of you, and you never see a dime of it back again. Because Wall Street is a shit show, folks. Now that Wall Street's being ran by these computers, they can do anything that they want. They can file anything on these computers that make you think one thing's happening when another thing's really happening. And these evil, and you just, me as well, just sign away your rights onto these computers just so that you can do whatever it is you want. So you got to pay attention to what's going on. So we've completed Leviticus, more than two-thirds now of the Bible. We got Numbers here that we're jumping into, and then Deuteronomy, man, and we'll be through the first 5 books of Moses. And we're still rolling, so we're picking up at the census here. And the Lord spoke to Moses in the tent of meetings in the desert of Sinai. Sin, AI, artificial intelligence, desert of sin. Why do you suppose sin and AI is on this? Is this a hidden word? I'm telling you guys that our language is a split-tongue language. I probably am not too far off here. Why is it that it's this the God of this realm, Yahweh of this realm, is always leading the children of God into the desert, or leading the children of God into the Canaanite lands? Why didn't Yahweh ever take you to a pristine land where there was no sin and there was no killing, and rather than always mixing you in the middle of the cities that are evil and have evil in them. Because the evil needs the good to feed off of. Good doesn't need evil, nor does it want to associate with evil, have anything to do with evil. But the whole idea of evil is to corrupt what is good. And what is good? The spirit that is breathed in on us is good, man. But the flesh, that's what is evil. And it tells us so in the Bible if you pay close attention to the lessons and what it's telling you. So the Lord said to Moses at the tent of meetings in the desert of Sinai on the first day of the second month of the second year after the Israelites came out of Egypt. He said, "Take a census of the whole Israelite community by their clans and families, listing every man by name, one by one." Why do you suppose that the Lord would want this? Hold on. We're talking. The Lord spoke to Moses, and the Lord is making Moses take a census. Why is the Lord making Moses take a census? He's omnipotent. He's all present. He's all knowing. He shouldn't have to take a census of the people. So we know that this is an indoctrination that's taking place. Okay, take a census of the people so that they can keep track of you. This is the beginning of tracking right here, taking a census. You get that? You got to see what I'm saying. You have to understand that we have been watched from the very beginning. Okay? You and Aaron are to count according to their divisions all the men in Israel who are 20 years old or more and able to serve in the army. Well, why should there be an army for Israel if the Spirit is saying you're not to kill? What happened when we came off the ark, folks? How could 8 righteous people, 8 family members that are righteous before the Lord's eyes, and everything's wiped off the face of the earth, if there were nothing but these 8 righteous people that were left on the earth, why is the earth so covered in sin and hate and armies and locusts and beasts and strangers and aliens and demons and devils and on and on and on? Okay, 1 man from each tribe, each of them to be head of his family, is to help you. These are the names of the men who are to assist you. From Reuben, Eliezer, son of Shadur. From Simon, Shelumiel, son of Zerah-Shaddai. From Judah, Nahashon, son of Nadab. From Issachar, Nathanael, son of Zuar. From Zebulun, Eliab, son of Helon. From the sons of Joseph, from Ephraim, Elishama, son of Ammihud. From Manasseh, Gamaliel, son of Pedahzur. From Benjamin, Abidan, son of Gideoni. From Dan, Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai. From Asher, Pagiel, son of Ochran. From Gad, Elisaph, son of Duel. If I'm slaughtering some of these, it's because these pronunciations are difficult. They're not names that we've said in our lifetime. Right? From Naphtali, Ahira, son of Enan. These were the men appointed from the communities, the leaders of their ancestral tribes. They were the heads of the clans of Israel. And how many of them are there? There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 tribes right there. Okay? These were the men appointed from the communities, the leaders of their ancestral tribes. They were the heads of the clans of Israel. Moses and Aaron took these men whose names had been specified, and they called the whole community together on the first day of the second month, The people registered their ancestry by their clans and families, and the men 20 years old or more were listed by name, one by name, as the Lord commanded Moses, and so he counted them in the desert of Sinai. So this Lord that is having a conversation with Moses, I hope you're identifying at this point in time that this is not the spirit of all creation. This is something that is being used of the Supreme Creator. Now, I'm sure that if I went to Numbers chapter 19 and I looked at the Lord, that it would tell you that this is the Yahweh. And this is what we got to continue to remember, folks, is that Yahweh is a man. And anything that is carbon is not supreme. Okay? The Spirit plainly says and tells you that he is not a man. So if any man, any ancestor, anything from the past, whether 2,000, 5,000, 8,000, or a million years ago, if it's in a carbon suit, then that is the mark of the beast. Something that was permitted to create itself in an image. Just what you got to understand is the Spirit of truth created the lie. You get it? The Spirit of truth separated himself from the lie. The Spirit of truth created somebody like you that is opposite of me, that makes you think that you have your own free will. And this entity, this being that was given power, just like you are you and I am I, only this being was given power that you and I don't understand. Well, I am beginning, because I've turned my life over to the Spirit of truth, to understand this entity, this divinity of the Supreme God, what the Spirit of truth uses to correct. God created evil to correct his children. If he's saying that he doesn't want you going into the towns and drinking and being a drunk, and you're going into the towns and drinking and being a drunk, then you're going to either rot your body away and be a homeless person on the streets, or you're going to step inside of a bar where white folk don't care for a black man too much, and they beat you down. Hey, I'm just saying it like it is, man. My mother always told me my mouth needs a filter, and I don't need anybody to tell me I need a filter. I like just the way I am. I like being abrasive, assertive, loud, and I like being able to show you these inconsistencies in the Bible. Moses and Aaron took these men whose names are specified, and they called the whole community together on the first day of the second month. Okay, the people registered their ancestries by their clans and families, and the men 20 years or more were listed by names, one by one, as the Lord commanded Moses. As so, he counted them in the desert of Sinai. I'm going to have to cut that out. I read it twice. From the descendants of Reuben, the firstborn son of Israel, all the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name, one by one, according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Reuben was 46,500. 4 plus 6 is 10, plus 5 is 15, and 1 plus 5 is 6. Also, it's the 21st parable, and then 2 plus 1 is 3. So, ever since I started reading this Bible and code and looking at the numbers and stuff and trying to make a connection, and every time they talk about a number, to see if I can find something that's, associated with the 6. Because that's what this channel is all about, is identifying the beast. From the descendants of Simon, all the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were counted and listed by name, one by one, according to the records of the clans and families. The numbers from the tribe of Simon was 59,300. That number there is 17, which is an 8. Isn't Jesus the eternal number of 8? And 1 plus 2 plus 3 all the way through 8 is 36, which could be 3 sixes. Just saying. I know I may be reaching there, but it is what it is. Okay, from the descendants of Gad, all the men 20 years or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. The numbers from the tribe of Gad was 45,650. Well. So, folks, what do I think's being done here? The government's trying these. You gotta face it, man. There were, I hate to say this, but there were high priests, man, that sold their own people into slavery. That's the way I see it. Okay? If one man is profiting off of a community of people while the community of people are suffering, then that's tyranny, folks. Okay? That's not, priests on this plane of existence are not good people. Okay? Remember, power corrupts absolutely. This is what Satan said that he would use to destroy man was power, money, and women. Okay? Power, money, and women. That's what Satan has used to destroy man. Okay? So mankind are what use the women and give the power. Something that was created itself into this plane of existence, and what created itself is the one that's trying to draw you into this machine, this money machine, this ongoing money machine. Okay. From the descendants of Judah, all the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. The number of the tribe of Judah was 74,600. From the descendants of Issachar, all the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of the clans and families. The numbers from the tribes of Issachar was 54,400. From the descendants of Zebulun, all the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Zebulun was 57,400. So now we're getting into some pretty decent large numbers here, right? But always remember, too, that none of the children of God, none on this face of the earth have reproduced that would get us to the numbers that we're at today, 7, almost 8 billion people on the face of this earth, as we're told through census. And again, like I said, census is merely a way for them to population control, okay? And that's it, man. If you can't accept that's what census is, this is how when this cell phone went in all of our families' hands, you literally have given Satan a tool in your hand against you as a human to create a bubble between you by inserting you inside of this telephone or the computer or watching television and creating a bubble, a false bubble on the reality that's around you, what's happening. See, this is what Satan tries to do. He's trying to keep you distracted from everything. All right? From the sons of Joseph, from the descendants of Ephraim, all the men 20 years old or more were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of the clans and families. The number from the tribe of Ephraim was 40,500. From the descendants of Manasseh, all the men 20 years old or more were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of the clans and families. The numbers from the tribes of Manasseh was 32,200. From the descendants of Benjamin, all the men 20 years old or more were able to serve in the armies were listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Benjamin was 35,400. From the descendants of Dan, all the men 20 years old or more were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. The numbers from the tribe of Dan was 62,700. From the descendants of Asher, all the men 20 years old or more were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Asher was 41,500. From the descendants of Naphtali, all the men 20 years old or more were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Naphtali was 53,400. These were the men counted by Moses and Aaron and the 12 leaders of Israel, each one representing his family. All the Israelites 20 years old or more were able to serve in Israel's army were counted according to their families. The total numbers was 603,550. Okay, the ancestral tribe of the Levites, however, was not counted along with the others. And why do you suppose that is? The Lord had said to Moses, "You must not count the tribe of Levi or include them in the census of the other Israelites. Instead, appoint the Levites to be in charge of the tabernacle of the covenant law, over all its furnishings and everything belonging to it. They are to carry the tabernacle and all its furnishings. They are to take care of it and encamp around it. Whenever the tabernacle is to move, the Levites are to take it down, and whenever the tabernacle is to be set up, the Levites shall do it. Anyone else who approaches it is to be put to death. The Israelites are to set up their tents by division, each of them in their own camp under their standard. The Levites, however, are to set up their tents around the tabernacle of the covenant law, so that my wrath will not fall on the Israelite community." So, by all means, this Bible's being very clear that it's letting the Israelite community know that that there's a chain here. There's a chain of command. That there's a pecking order. I hate this concept that there's a pecking order among God's children. It doesn't make sense to me. I think all that's ignorant and dumb and stupid and all that are those that were created beasts. They don't have any conscious thoughts. They're the kind of people that fornicate with multiple partners, man. They are detached. They think it's appropriate to walk around down the streets with their rear ends hanging out, and cleavage being pushed up, man, uncovering their body. They think all that's okay, and it's not. So, anyways, the ancestral tribes of the Levites, however, give me 1 second. I'm about backtracked there. The Levites are to be responsible for the care of the tabernacle of the covenant law. The Israelites did all the things just as the Lord commanded Moses. Okay? Now, folks, I'll be honest with you. These characters in the Bible and stuff, I don't know, or could any of us know if any of these characters are even true, or if any of this stuff ever even really happened. Not taking away from the Bible, I'm just simply reminding all of you that this Bible has been hijacked. It has been infiltrated, and the Spirit of truth has allowed that to happen. People say all the time, why would the Spirit, the Supreme Spirit, allow evil to change the Bible? He allowed it for duality. He allowed it for those that are seeking the truth to find discernment and learn the truth. And that can only come from the worship of the truth. Stay away from this pagan holiday right here, this Christmas garbage. Okay? That'll send you to the fireplace. Okay? It looks like my computer just shut down, guys. 25 minutes. Wow. A 25-minute video I got to make, and I was at 61% when I started. 25 minutes. That's what I get. Fuckers. Anyways, y'all have a blessed day, man. This is White Raptor News Ministries.